Okay, guys. So good morning. So the course we are going to learn SAP FICO. So what is SAP FICO? See, SAP is a company and also the software name is also SAP software. So SAP bringing up the many solutions. It's one of the ERP and introducing the many subjects like we can talk about if you're in a college or schooling days. There will be lots many subjects, right? Likewise, FICO is one of the subjects in the SAP that is called module FICO. So we are going to learn financial accounting and controlling. So who can learn FICO? See, to be in a broad view, anybody can learn. So there is nothing impossible in this world. Even you can become graduate also can learn PLSQL Java. It's all based on your interest. Okay, but it's more suitable for the people who have a accounting background or arts background, who has a bit knowledge of accounting or who don't want to go for more technical or programming can learn the FICO. So by learning this course, what actually how this will be used in real time, it will be any company or any client today they're using or they're not using software or using any software to record their accounting entries for finance department. Then if they want to migrate, if they want to stop using that old software or stop recording their accounting entry in books, then if they want to go ahead with a SAP software, then we will be involved. We will be involved in the this course. I mean FICO. We will be helping the finance department of any company who want to use SAP software to record accounting entries. Okay. So in this case, what happened? The client, for example, a TVS company, a manufacturing company want to implement SAP, then we will be discussing with the finance department by conducting workshops to understand currently how they're recording accounting entries, what software they're using, whether they're using Tally or Oracle or whatever. Then based on that, we'll understand and prepare a kind of a as is document and we'll prepare a blueprint. We'll follow some methodology to implement SAP. Okay, how? See, it will be like, TVS company will be calling all the software vendors. We'll call all the software vendors for the bidding meeting kind of like who can implement SAP for maybe SD, for MM and HR. Okay, so TVS company have to take care of, employees FICO to do the sales SD required. To do the manufacturing MM is required. So to implement SAP for all these modules, we'll call the vendors like a software companies because TVS company don't know how to implement SAP, right? So it will call Deloitte or Accenture or PwC or whatever the implemented company they will call. And if any one company may win like Deloitte, they will be start implementing. If you're working for a Deloitte, you will be working as a consultant for implementing SAP. What do you implement actually? What is the course content of this? The course content is this one. Like in FI, we have a GL, AP, AR, asset accounting, and new GL. So once you configured all these topics, all these submodules of FI module, then only the finance department of that company will be able to post financial accounting entries from GL, record to report, P2P, procure to pay, O2C, order to cash, and asset account. Okay. So now you understood like who can learn this course. It's most probably suitable for the finance student, BCom or BBA, maybe the who has a commerce or accounting background, MBA finance, okay, and finance come HR as well. People can learn, and it's more over the functional. Actually, there is no kind of a coding and no much technical. It's all about functional module. So in SAP, how many modules we have? We have also have technical modules, right? Like ABAP is all about programming, and these are called technical modules, technical subjects we can say. And we have a basis. If you want to take care of server administration SAP system, then you can learn the basis. Functional, so we have a number of, I mean around 32 we have currently, around 32 modules, 32 subjects we have, like FI, CO, MM, SD, HR, CRM, FSCM. Likewise, we have many, around 32 modules we have. So we are going to learn financial accounting and control. So this is the course content of FI. So why actually FI is required? But before that, see, let's go back to understand what is FICO. FICO is a financial accounting and controlling. But in real time, you can see for FI, one employee will be working, and for controlling, another employee will be working. But the people, CO also will be knowing the FI consultant also will be knowing CO. See, knowing the basics, being as a CO, knowing FI is good for you, and being as FI consultant, knowing the CO basics is helpful to you. See, after 4 5 years of experience, if you want to, if you want to have your growth or career forward, or your skill should be in demand in the market, being as FI consultant, knowing the CO end to end will helpful to you. But in real time, you can see for FI one person will work, for CO another person will work. Now, why FI is required? See, as you know, as many of the BCom graduates are aware that any company or business starting up in India or any country, they need to follow certain statutory requirements while they're getting approval itself. Let us take in India, if it's a listed company or a public company, they're starting up their company, they need to prepare their books of accounts, the transactions, whatever happening, they need to record in the accepted format or according to Indian accounting standard. And you need to prepare your balance P&L, submit to so and so authority like Income Tax or Companies Act. You need to submit to SEBI, you need to submit one set to them, right? So it's a statutory requirement. But whereas, and also, so hence, when you recording accounting entries, when end user, the accountant of the company recording accounting entries, they will record in the accepted format. They cannot prepare as they wish, right? So it's purely external requirement, how they're going to report. But CIVO is a purely internal requirement. Why internal requirement? The CIVO itself is called controlling, the management accounting, cost accounting. It's all about management want to know how the cost and what they're spending. Each individual organization was how much they're spending on what they're spending. If it is a manufacturing company to manufacture one product like product costing, since from the raw material stage to until it becomes a finished product, what and all stages is involved, what and all material we procure to prepare the product, right? And also management also want to know what is the sales volume of their product or brand wise, and they also get to know each area where they're spending on what, whether they're spending on energy or efficiency or any kind of labor or salary. All these things they will record in the controlling, so they can generate the report whenever they want and they can take the decision, like all together, like their intention, like how they can minimize the cost and maximize the profit, or how they can increase the efficiency of so and so area or so and so working area, right? So that is why it is called internal requirement. We are not going to configure, or management not going to generate report and publish outside. They will be generating for their decision purpose. Okay, so now this is the course content of SAP FI, and we also discuss on the SAP FI integration with the MM, SD, and PP. Why integration? What is mean by it's a link? Like if you want to start manufacturing of any product, obviously you will do a purchase of raw material. So when you do a purchase of raw material from a company or person, he is nothing but accounts payable. He is nothing but a vendor or supplier, right? So there is accounting entry generated. That's supposed to come and post into FI of accounts payable. Same way, SD, if you're selling a product to a customer, then there will be accounting entry, customer account data to sales revenue. That entry will come and post into FI of AR, accounts receivable. So likewise, wherever there is an accounting entry linking integration is there, we'll discuss on the topics and how the accounting entries will automatically go to FI or cost entries will go to CO. We'll discuss on those topics as well. Now, this is the course content of controlling cost accounting. So here also we have same like FI, 5 sub modules. So cost center accounting or cost limit. Cost center in the sense like, in organization, if you take any company, we are going to implement SAP for the company finance department, right? So the organization may have individual organization units, like, within, for example, you can take in a MNC company, we have HR department. Under HR, we have a L&D, talent acquisition, who will take care of recruitment, right? And if you take operations, also we have BPO, IT, ITAS. Likewise, we also have individual units. For each individual unit, what is the cost? What is the cost happening on what they are spending? Whether they're spending on procuring the laptops for employees, or they're paying a salaries, or a maintenance charges, or cafeteria maintenance, anything that is belongs to that, or maybe a stationery, or maybe a shares purchase, right? All those things will capture each individual unit wise. This is called cost center accounting. Profit center accounting here, we are going to track the revenues as well as the cost and will subtract and will come to know. These also like same individual organization unit wise, we are going to track it. The internal order. The internal order will be just like it's a tool used to plan and collect the temporary cost. Suppose there is a trade fair happening or short-term, activities, projects under construction, maybe asset under construction going on, but it is not a complete asset, right? When it comes to FI, if whichever is the fixed is complete asset only, we are going to track in the asset accounting and start depreciating. But what about assets which are under construction? Right? They also how to deal with them. Then in that case, we'll use the internal order. The project admin head will issue an order to track whatever the cost spending on their day, they'll track it. Anyhow, we'll discuss in the detail in our class today in detail. So product costing is all about, like I explained to you just now, it is about, since from the raw material, if the company is a manufacturing company only, these two modules will be there. Okay. So here what happened, we are going to discuss or configure the things on routing and bill of material, things from the raw material stage to until it becomes a finished product, what and all involved, what material we purchase raw material to start manufacturing the product until it becomes finished. We'll completely discuss on the product costing and profitability analysis. Here we're going to discuss scope on account based and scope on costing based, like analyzing a product sales volume, maybe brand wise or demographic wise, we'll do it. Then we'll get to know the profitability. So this is the course content of CO. But all you need to do is when you're learning any software course, all you need is practice. Practice. Practice will only help you with the different scenarios. And see here, you're not going to one more thing. You need to know basic accounting knowledge, but you're not going to work as accountant or not an auditor. You're not going to even work as chartered accountant, but you should know accounting basic knowledge, because the course, the subject we are learning is all about finance. So when you're discussing with see, the SAP software may be using in a company by maybe a CFO or high level manager, anybody, but whoever using SAP software, they are the users for us. We are from IT team, they are the user. They may talk in their accounting knowledge language. We should be understand what is debit credit, what is income liability, what is a balance sheet, what is the profit and loss statement. All these terms you should understand. That's the reason you need to brush up or go through your basics. So like I told you, go to the accounting notes. So note down the accounting notes that you need to know. The first thing, golden rules of accounting and debit credit, and what should be credit or debit credit equation as well, and what is always debit or what is always credit. See, for example, why you need to know these basics. See, there are, if you are strong in the basics only, then when you face any issue, when you're working on support, if you receive a ticket or issue from the user, should be understand first of all. If something is showing in reverse, first of all, you should know whether it's right or wrong or what happened. See, for example, a liability is there. Liability is always what? Credit, right? So there is a 1 lakh of liability you have or loan you have. Now, when you see in the accounts or when you see in the SAP user reporting, it's showing as a debit, right, with a 10,000 rupees. Then that means what happened? The amount, the liability has been decreased, right? Bank balance or cash will always have a what? Debit. So if you are seeing as a credit, means some part of amount you paid it. You paid or the amount gone out, maybe like 1,000 credit you can see. So you paid out some amount to somebody else. Likewise, you should know this, what is debit and credit always. Next, GL, R to R, record to report, the business process and complete cycle. Business process or complete cycle of R to R. Then accounts payable. The accounts payable also called what? P2P. Procure to pay, business process or cycle. And get to know accounting entries as well. Okay. Next, accounts receivable. This is also called O2C, order to cash, business process. Then next, asset accounting. So business process, a cycle. Then accounting standard. Just go through it. That's it. You don't need to do anything, but knowing is enough. And accounting standards or accounting principles. Get to know like different countries, because when you work on real time, your most of the clients in India currently working for SAP projects may not be India. 80% of the projects from other countries only. So get to know like IFRS. What is IFRS? US will follow what kind of accounting stance, like IFRS or US GAAP, right? Because balance sheets will be accountings will be prepared according to this accounting standard. What is that country statute requirement? Okay, then you get to know tax. Tax means some countries following like India GST or VAT. Okay, then you can also go through withholding tax. Okay, so yeah, purchase sales are there are two tax for accounts payable, receivable will use it. Okay, so that is also called input output tax. Okay, purchase or sales tax. So you need to go through this and also go through the balance sheet format. Balance sheet format, for example, Indian balance sheet format. You can go how to go it, how to find actually what is the format, who will decide. Indian accounting standards, the chart accountants of India, they will let you know. Every 6 months they will review it. If there are changes, they'll update. So Google it, find out the right website, or if you have any CA friend, you can talk to him, get the right link for it, or you can Google it. All these things you can find in the Google with the right source, with the right link, you can find out. Just go through it. All these notes. So these are like I know you most of you already gone through your BCom or MBA finance, but these are again like a refreshing your knowledge.